Welcome to Chris Parkin Shooting Sports. Bit of a preliminary one today because this is the Bergara Crest Carbon, and it arrived with me yesterday, and this one's going to go for a review on Gunmark TV. So in a few weeks time when that goes live, I'll tag that link on this video. But just to give you a bit of a lowdown on what's going on to start with, Bergara, you know, let's face it, what is it, 10 years ago or so back, B14 from Bergara. It was what Remington should have done with the 700 action, and Bergara did it a lot better and updated it a lot. And Bergara's, to be fair, have been quite good rifles. When I first had a B14, which had a kind of Macmillan A35 stock on its shape, obviously polymer, it was a really nice rifle, and it was very similar to several rifles I actually had built and owned from my own Remington 700 actions. But you know, Bergara have moved on a lot since then. They've got a lot of involvement with the US market, and you can see here they really are producing some quite nice looking rifles. Now, to start out with, this rifle is about 1850, 1875 pounds with the carbon barrel. Obviously ignore the scope, the bipod and bits and pieces. There's a steel version as well, which is about 1650, and that looks also quite interesting. But to give you a rundown on this, it's got a carbon barrel, stainless steel obviously barrel within it, but there's apparently also some stainless steel mesh woven within the carbon fibre to help dissipate heat. It's threaded 5/8-24, and it comes with a pepper pot brake on it. This one's in 223, and it's also got a 9-inch twist barrel, which is quite nice. 20-inch barrel, 510mm. What else can I tell you about it? Well, this one's arrived with me. They put a Picatinny rail on it, they've put me up to scope on it, so that's going to be fine. I'll get going with that. And it's the usual factors. You've got a left side bolt release, a big update from the Remington 700. So the bolt comes out, we've got a spiral fluted bolt, which is a 90-degree lift, 2-lug bolt, push feed, and it is really slick and smooth. Now that's got push feed bolt face, 223 face there, and it's got a sprung plunger ejector. And one of the great things about the Remington 700 and an action that is essentially modelled upon it is the fact that you've got masses of primary extraction here, where this impinges on that and it pulls the case out of the chamber. Before it comes back, flings it clear. Now this is a short action rifle. They do this. I think off the top of my head they've got 223, 65 Creedmoor. They probably do a 308. This is a 270 in the long action, and there's also a 7mm PRC, 65 PRC long action. I think there might be a 300 Win Mag as well, but they'll save all that for the full review. Now that's a full carbon fibre stock, and the barrel free floats. It's stiff in the forend, so I'm happy with that. You've got an inch thick recoil pad at the back. There won't be a huge amount of recoil on a 223, but it's got the kind of generic, you know, it's got the kind of geometry. I think it's going to shoot quite well in the larger calibers. Now that cheek piece is tall. It only runs just below the bolt shroud, which is nice, means it can't go any much bigger. That's quite a big Picatinny rail on there. It's got quite tall mounts on it, so we've actually got, you know, a good, you know, 13-14mm there probably of excess space, lifting the scope higher than it probably needs to be. The trigger single stage, it breaks quite cleanly, quite happy with that, and it's got an AICS magazine system, so 223 5-round AICS magazine. Great system. It's been used on thousands and thousands and thousands of rifles across the world, and it works beautifully. Carbon fibre stock. It's got like a it's a matte finish to it, so it's not too glossy. Let's see what's it like on the tap test. It's not too bad for noise, and it's also got 2 sling mounts at the front, a sling mount at the rear, but it's got QD anchor points as well. 2 on the back, 2 on the front. So I'm going to get out, do some shooting with this, and the full review will be on Gunmark TV, and I will put a link to that on this video. But in the meantime, first impressions, this rifle are quite nice. It is kind of the Macmillan A35 stock shape again. You've got a slightly different Monte Carlo-ish bit here. Hasn't got a butt hook, but it's got a bit of a bag rider at the back, but of course you can't really plant it against your shoulder. But we'll see how we get on with this, because the trigger is totally crisp. It's a single stage trigger. I have had this out of its stock, just have a look inside. It's not bedded, it's not got pillars, but you know, long term, maybe it's the kind of gun that you'll customise and modify, but it's not super expensive, and there does seem to be a lot there for the price. But the proof of the pudding will be, how does it shoot? I'll be running it with some Hornady ammunition, and I've also got some Norma ammunition which they've supplied with it for the review. The barrel is a 1 in 9-inch twist rate. Now, I've got some 73 grain ELDMs from Hornady as well. I think they might be a little bit heavy, but I'll give them a go just in case. They run fine in one of my rifles, which is a 1 in 8, which is recommended for them. But it'll be interesting to try it. So there we go. So keep your eyes peeled. I'll put the link up for Gunmark TV when I do the full review, and it'll have all the details, all the breakdown, everything. Well, I hope you've enjoyed having a little preliminary look at this rifle, and please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, click the notification bell and keep track of my regular uploads. And if you want to go all the way through to the end of the video, you can see the link for the British Shooting Show 2025, because I will be there. I'll hope to see all you there, and it's a great show to go to, and it's kind of the one that kicks off the year for me. So February, NEC, I'll be there. Right, thanks for watching. Bye for now.